in-service at the time that the 30 Act section was amended.
So that is what we have held that that special 18 months code was for protecting the teachers who are already in service. But it can't be made applicable for future employment. That's what we.
Yes. So, the idea was simply this: that in curriculum and in everything else, the program is exactly the same, including the internship. It's a 24-month program.
Oh, it's 18 months.
The program that has to be followed, as has been laid down by NCTE, it is a 24-month program. Now, the relaxation that was provided to ensure that they fall within the timeline, because Section 27 was amended and the proviso was included, which allowed those in service to complete by 31st March 2019, which required it to be completed in less than 24 months. So that's why the relaxation was important, so that they will finish in 18 months. Now, what has happened is this: that 18-month period is being treated as equivalent, not by the Uttarakhand High Court. Judgment says that the High Court couldn't have gone in and created an equivalence. That perhaps is not what I think would be borne out from the record, because there were actually an expert committee that had been set up by NCT. All this took place on directions which were directed by the central government by exercising its powers under Section 29. There were advertisements which were issued with the Prime Minister's photo on it, saying that please ensure that you will complete this by 31st March 19. The idea was that once, as an in-service teacher, I get that qualification of 18 months, it is exactly the same as anybody else getting a 24-month qualification. Now, the effect, my lords, of your lordship's judgment is that in schools, for example, which have gone through the plight of COVID, or had to close down, etc., those teachers, when they step out and they apply, they are told that, sorry, this is not being treated as equivalent to the 24 months. That is the problem. It is, in fact, I just wanted to show your lordship of 3-4 documents which will show what the background is. What took place is, and all this took place over a short period in the middle of 2017. The first thing that took place is that the MHRD issued a letter to all the secretaries. MHRD said, look, we have found that there are in-service teachers and we must take care of them. So MHRD tells the secretaries that NIOS will be the institute, and through that we will have this course. The idea throughout, and there has been no specific different stand that has been taken either by MHRD or by NIOS or by NCTE or by any of the universities or any of the state governments, that the 18-month program was to ensure that those in-service teachers will get the same qualification, that those otherwise would have the benefit of getting over 24 months. The others would take 24 months over it languidly because they were not in service. Those in service, if they have to take a full day 24-month course, they can't also be teaching at the same time. That's the practical difficulty. So what the MHRD did is, this was on 3rd August 2017. Barely 6 days later, the amendment that they suggested gets the approval of the President. That amendment that is made to the section. Which is why on 21st August 17, all this is taking place in the same month, in August 2017. On 21st, sorry, I'll just take a look. I'll just give you the dates with the pages. Just 2 minutes. Just 21st August 2017, the same month. MHRD writes to NCT under Section 29 of the NCT Act, directing the following relaxation. Just for a minute, I can just read out Section 29 of the Act, because that is relevant. That's where all of this starts. NCT, वो शायद इसके अंदर होगा. NCT. No, NCT. I'll just scan this. I'm sorry, one copy, that's mine. Section 29, if your lordship sees, it gives the central government the power of relaxation. So this is taken at the highest level. It's not that the High Court and the impugned judgment decided equivalence. The relaxations that were directed in exercise of this power by
the council shall, in the discharge of its functions and duties,
yes,
under this act, be bound by such direction on questions of policy as the central government may give writing to it from time to time.
Correct.
The discharge of the central government as to whether a question is one of policy or not shall be final.
Fine. Correct. So on policy decisions, therefore, Section 29 is the central government's power to give those directions, and the NCT doesn't have the option of saying, no, this is not binding on me. NCT has to follow suit. Now, this takes place on 21st August 2017. Now, we have a convenience given your lordship, which shows what they've done under the Section 29, same month, which is on page 53. Convenience. Second convenience compilation. Page 53. Second one. This is your lordship, page 52. This is regarding training of untrained in-service elementary teachers in these schools. An amendment to Section 23(2) to extend the period for such training to 31st March 19 has been passed by Parliament. The lordship will see page 53, the first paragraph. This is 21st August 17 letter.
Yes, this is regarding training.
Yes, regarding training of untrained in-service elementary teachers in government schools, etc. An amendment to Section 23(2) to extend the period for such training to 31st March has been passed by Parliament. Please note the date is 21st August 17. So therefore 2 years are not available now. It's only till 31st March 19. In this regard, it has been decided that NIOS will be a singular organization responsible for conducting the online DLED programs through the Swayam portal, etc. The tentative number of in-service untrained teachers at elementary level is 11 lakh. That include teachers working government and private. However, the actual number may change. NIOS will be completing all academic activities related to above training by 31st March 2019. This is for the same DLA to get that qualification. To ensure the above training through NIOS, NCT is directed to provide following relaxations under 29 of the NCT Act, which your lordship just saw. So this is the government's direction. Teachers who do not fulfill the minimum eligibility class 12 exam to achieve minimum qualification. NCT shall allow such teachers to take provisional admission in DLED program of NIOS, subject to them acquiring 50% marks at class 12 before completing the DLED program of NIOS. To facilitate such teachers to this is the third DLED course. The duration of the course will be for 18 months. As the DLED program is of 2-year duration, NCT shall allow subsuming of 6 months internship period within the duration of the proposed online course through the Swayam portal, as all the teachers are in service and are already teaching.
So all the teachers are in service.
Exactly.
And are already teaching.
Correct.
And so therefore we said that such of the teachers who are in service,
yes,
will be protected.
Now will be protected, but the online DLED course that they have done, which is an 18-month course, will permit them to have full DLED qualification as is required under the Act. So the minute I finish this online course, which includes the 6-month internship period in it, therefore 18 plus 6 is effectively 24 months, effectively that, I have the full DLED qualification as is required by the NCT for the purposes of the RTE itself. So for the purpose of 23, I have to have the qualifications which the NCT will lay down. NCTE says for DLED you need to have a DLED 2-year course. That's what NCTE says. Now the ministry gives a direction saying your 24-month course cannot inure to the benefit of teachers who are in service who don't have 24 months available to them by 31st March 2019, which is why this is important. If I may read that. As the DLED program is of 2-year duration, NCTE shall allow subsuming of 6 months internship. So while I do the 18 months, I will also be in 6 months of that also doing the internship alongside because I'm in service. I hope I'm making myself clear. I don't want to repeat myself honestly. The idea is that
the question that is
yes, yes,
has been made as a special provision only for those teachers who are already in service, or would also be a qualification for future.
It cannot qualify for anybody who's not in service. It cannot.
So that is what we have held.
No. So if I may,
the Uttarakhand High Court had held that this 18 years diploma is equivalent to 24 months, and therefore they could apply for the assistant teachers post available in the state of Uttarakhand.
But your lordships have reversed that part of equivalence, saying that the court could not have deemed equivalence. These two courses are not equivalent, is your lordship's finding. The effect of that is.
Are you a person who is already in service?
Yes, we're all in service.
So you're already protected.
So I'll explain what the problem is. Let me clarify. If I'm in service and if I'm in that one school for the rest of my life, government protects me. But if I want to go to another school and that school asks me, where is your DLA? I show this. That school now, using a lordship judgment, will say, no, you don't have this 24-month DLA qualification which is required because the Supreme Court has reversed the Uttarakhand High Court's finding of equivalence. Because the lordship has reversed the finding of equivalence, my 18-month DLA course is treated as some special requirement for me to remain
in services.
Only in this school. But I can't move from one school to another because it's not being treated as a DLED 2-year qualification, which is what is required on the NCT. Now, apart from the impugned judgment, there are 5 other high courts which have given the exact same judgment of equivalence. 2 of those your lordships consider, which is Patna.
But we are in Uttarakhand.
Yeah, you dealt with Uttarakhand, but at para 32 of your lordship judgment, you have said Patna and Tripura were therefore wrong. So the effect today, and there are other pictures.
I think Tripura was Justice Quresh's judgment.
Yes, it was Justice Qureshi. Now, the problem is twofold. One is of movement. If I, as a teacher, want to move to any other school, I now have a hurdle where I'm being told, look, your 18-month DLA is not to be treated as a 2-year DLA. Why? Because the NCT regulations have the overarching regulations. Those regulations say your qualification under Appendix 9 and 11 of those regulations are that you need a 2-year DLN. That's what you need. So this is not technically a 2-year DLN. So the schools which say no to me may not technically be wrong. They may not be wrong in saying, look, the requirement is 2-year DLN. You don't have 2-year DLN. Supreme Court has said 18 months DLN is not the same as 2-year DLN. That's my hurdle. That's hurdle number 1. Second is, if I belong to the unfortunate few, the schools are closed for one reason or other. It could be COVID, it could be any one of other reasons. Then I'm left with nowhere to go. Otherwise, your lordship would protect me to that limited extent. And the third thing is most important. There were 2 SLPs which came before your lordship. One was by the state. I don't know how they are agreed exactly. And the second,
we recollect Mr. Seti vehemently on behalf of the state of.
So he relied heavily on the state's rules. Now the state's rules had in fact subsequently been amended, and the state's rules said, as an alternative, anything that may be prescribed.
The question before the Uttarakhand High Court was that whether such persons who were having 18 months diploma could be permitted to compete for the post of assistant teacher, which are
who are in service.
No,
it's only in service, brother.
Yes, sir.
All of us are in service. No, he's not stuck with the High Court.
as the teachers
Yes.
who are already in service on the rate of
Yes.
this notification is concerned,
Yes.
there can be no dispute that for them it will be qualification, the requisite qualification equivalent to 2 years.
That's it.
But not persons who are not in service on their own.
That's that one sentence. That's all.
So that is what we have very good. The definition means it's a bit.
That's the admission is separated, so if that can be clarified, that will be enough.
What on that is qualification should be held good as 2-year diploma course for all time to come for him. That is what he wants.
But the admission is the basic requirement.
The school बंद हो गया है. और A reason, B reason, closure है. Then, though he was in service on the date of that notification.
That's it. That's only it.
आप सभी लोग जितना अधिक से अधिक लोगों को शेयर करिए.
Any other regulator provided on the
आप
date
जितने के हम लोग कगार पे खड़े हैं, जितने भी अधिक से अधिक लोगों को शेयर करिए. सभी लोग.
His service, if he attempts to switch over to some other service,
then
he will claim benefit saying that I am in service. Even today I am in service.
No, I mean on the date of notification.
On the date of notice.
On the
Of any other notification.
no.
Only the one notification.
On 22nd November, 22nd September. No, where is it? 22nd September.
Second volume we handed up page 76.
No, but we were dealing with only one notification.
एकदम सभी लोग जितने साथी जुड़े हैं, जितने अधिक से अधिक लोगों को आज जोड़ लीजिए, क्योंकि अंतिम चांस है. एकदम हम लोग जीत रहे हैं. अभी तक हम लोग पॉजिटिव चल रहे हैं.
Future recruitment. Then you come. You are just.
शेयर का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, आप करते रहिए शेयर.
That in future it may not endure to your benefit. Therefore, it should be reviewed.
As a consequence of your motion.
अभी आप लोग 288 लोग जुड़े हैं. कम से कम 2088 लोग जुड़िए. 2 लाख लोग जुड़िए. आज 14 लाख लोग हैं. आज 292 लोग हैं. इससे बहुत ठीक नहीं है. आप लोग जितना अधिक से अधिक जुड़ने का प्रयास करिए.
Order dated 22nd of September 2017.
बस अपना अल्लाह ताला ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करिए कि जल्दी एडजस्ट हो जाए.
It is there.
The two separate documents.
63.
63 is what Malon just provided, which is the 22nd September 17 regulation order. The third paragraph of that you can see for a minute at 16 says, whereas the said sorry proposal has been considered by an expert committee constituted by
अभी भी संख्या बहुत कम है. कम से कम 2000 करिए सभी लोग. आपको लाइव दिखा रहे हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट से मनोज सिंह ऑफिशियल. जितना अधिक से अधिक लोगों को शेयर करिए और सभी को जोड़िए.
ODL program of HCP. They're giving the approval to the 18-month program saying that meets the requirement of the 24 months. And therefore granted recognition for us at the end at page 65 to NIOS to have that program. Which is why if you go to page,
देखिए मनदीप काल्ला सर भी बोल रहे हैं.
page 76, the government of India puts the advertisement out at page 76. Which says that on the request, I'm sorry, have justice have page 76 on the request of many untrained in-service teachers who could not apply earlier. Final extension being given for registration for DLN. This was approved by the NCTE and MHRD. Anyone with this qualification can apply for job anywhere in India. They say this is the last opportunity for such untrained in-service teachers
for training of in-service untrained teachers.
Untrained because we don't have the DLED. But below the 76, sir.
No, 64.
Oh, 60. So sorry. 64, yeah. So one thing your lordship should take it, all of us are in service, we were untrained, we took the course, the government had 1,100 crores from 12 lakh of us who applied, who took this course, we completed it in 31st March 2019. There's nobody else, there's no other possible kind of candidate. That's point one. Point two, in those two SLPs that came over your lordship, I think your lordships were under the impression that those who had come were also DLED candidates. They were not. They were not 24-month DLED candidates who had a problem with 18-month DLED candidates. They were BEd candidates. BEd candidates, which the qualification was.
That is a certain law. BEd is not a qualification for primary teachers.
So they come to this court and discuss the High Court judgment. They absolutely have no locus. But they missed the lordships because we took the SLP out. In the SLP, in the synopsis, they say we are DLED candidates. But then we find that the three ministers were BEd candidates and they didn't have the qualification. They could never have challenged. It was not 24-month DLED coming against 18-month DLED at all. So they have no problem. 24 months, 18 months, we're all same DLED. We happen to be in service. So
those persons from Uttarakhand High Court wanted to compete in the advertisement for recruitment initiated by Uttarakhand.
Because we believe that our DLED 18 months and the High Court, even the High Court, I must tell you, Lordship, did not have the benefit of the document I'm showing you, which is Section 29 directions by the MHRD. The expert committees, the expertise was not of the High Court. The expertise was at a policy level of the central government. The central government says that look, this concession should be given. They're all full-time teachers. Therefore, they won't be able to once by 18.
What is your problem now?
Our problem is only this. If we are not treated as all the government, all in page 87 of the large violation. The one there, page 87.
You are still in job in Uttarakhand.
Most of us are. Now, I will not speak for everyone. Among the petitioners before Lordship, there are a few who are in service for a particular school who want to move. There are others whose schools are closed and who are without a job. So there are both categories before Lordship, but all of them are in-service teachers who finished the 18-month course by 31st of March 2019. There is no other category here. I say it with some responsibility. I think Mr. That supports what I'm saying.
They are not appointed at any stage. They are training to be in appointment in some management.
So they were not in service at all. So we will not go into that. How can we go into those?
Complete in the examination. They are ready to put it in affidavit that they have treated something completely contrary to what is actually there. No, they have taken the course afterwards as Appendix 9 course in the regulation. It's Appendix 9 course.
In fairness, we are limiting it only to those who have taken the NIOS by 31st March 2019. We're not dealing with anybody else. If Mr. Chatterjee is right, then those people will not get it.
In fact, Lordship,
We stand by our statement.
2010, the training was not a qualification.
Let's.
In different matters, different states, there have to be those original petitioners of those states. The state.
No, in your matter, who is your Which is your home? Which state?
Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand.
I have to. Is it Chinese in or Indian?
Same matter, no?
We will have to hear the
It
states.
needs to be. Unless we stand by our statement, all of we were in service candidates.
We will only consider only such persons who are already in employment on 22nd of September 2017.
In fact, that's what happened in 2010 when the acquisition came. There was no qualification required at that. So the government gave a 5-year window for getting the training done in 2015. When this was not completed in 2015, it was extended till 2017, and the extension.
We have traced it. We have traced the entire history in our judgment. It was a special provision.
Yes.
To meet that deadline.
Okay. Requirement of the party.
And the state, between the prior to 2017, they are not showing any document.
We are not going to, even if they allow or clarify the order, we are not going to consider individual cases. We will only say
Yes, sir.
that such of the teachers who were in employment on that date should be considered as in having the necessary qualification.
Because they are playing
The proviso
Under the state statute, if they were in employment at a particular date, we will not.
section 23, just one
They are
minute,
saying
1 minute.
23
23
to the agents for the government, and we don't have a data.
No, so I'm agreeing with Mr. Chagrin.
If you don't have a data, if their services are not happening, they are out of the code.
That's correct. So let's, just to help,
How can that they clear? How can they claim that?
Their initial appointment was given.
No, but then the NAOS was permitted to conduct that examination only for in-service candidates.
Yes.
The Nios could not have considered the examination for anybody else.
They have appointment allowed. It is supposed to be done by anybody.
No.
No, not at all.
what is he saying?
Who were in employment. If Nios has permitted those candidates to appear, it is presumed that they will be in employment.
In fact, section 23 provides.
But one thing is clear.
Yes.
We will be putting up a deadline of 22nd October 2017.
Yes.
Who were in employment on that day.
No, that's what I wanted to tell you also. The section requires, and I make it against myself, I need to be fair. Section 23(2) proviso of the Act provides it further that every teacher appointed or in position as on 31st March 2015, that's the cutoff date, 31st March 2015, who does not possess minimum.
So we will put in only such persons who were in employment on that day.
Absolutely, that's the correct. That's correct. 23(2).
तो वो बाकी सब एमएस में वगैरह भी नोटिस दे देना नोटिस रिटर्न वो भी That's what we are saying.
In all MES also notice needs to
No further hearing. We will only clarify this position. That is being misinterpreted because I don't think that.
So just, if there won't be any further hearing, I'll show you one page 686, which I'm just showing you in that volume. It's a notice by the government of Assam, which refers to your lordship judgment and says the advertisements are prepared and published in country.
They were in service on 15th of
On 31st March 2015.
So you issue notice in all the MS. Returnable, when can they be served?
Soon as we have served, notice has gone, just one, notice has gone in all 9 MAs already. In the review,
संख्या बढ़ाते रहिए आप लोग भाई,
notice from your lordship.
संख्या बहुत कम है, आप लोग सब लोग देख रहे हैं। आज फाइनल हियरिंग होने वाला, सभी लोग जुड़ जाइए, सब काम नाम छोड़।
Returnable on 11 December.
11 December.
My lord, it's 4 weeks time to file our.
What is your stand? You are supporting the petitioner before the High Court. Now you can change. Then for what?
All are supporting but arguing also.
साधना कुमारी जी, सब पता चल रहा है, आप ध्यान से सुने।
December. This whole clarification. I mean, there doesn't seem to be much care.
Returnable on 10th of December.
Sure.
Liberty to solve the state government through standing conference.
Great.
वही 3:30 बजे।
हाँ दोस्तों, आपने देखा कि आज कितना बढ़िया से डिस्कशन हुआ और हम लोगों के पक्ष में ही सब बातें रही, और जो इन सर्विस टीचर की बातें चल रही थी वो अभी जज साहब ने कहा कि भाई तो इन सर्विस के लिए था, तो हमारे वकील साहब ने बोले कि बिल्कुल हमारे इन सर्विस टीचर के लिए ही था। और देखिए कितना मतलब आज खुशी का दिन है। अब इसके बाद हम लोग देखते हैं कि आगे क्या होता है। अब तो ऑर्डर आने के बाद पता चलेगा, ऑर्डर आने के बाद पता चलेगा। जैसा कि आप लोगों को जिस प्रकार से कहा जा रहा था उस प्रकार से हम लोगों को आज जीत मिलने के 100% चांस हो गए, क्योंकि जो उस वहां पर बातें हो रही थी 18 मंथ कोर्स 31 अक्टूबर तक जो बातें चल रही थी वो आज सामने हो गई। और आप लोग जितने भी साथी जुड़े हैं आज सबका जीत हुआ, और आप अपने पूरा डिस्कशन आपने सुना। मैं पूरे डिस्कशन को अपने स्तर से समझाने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं कि आपने सुने कि जज साहब ने किस तरीका से अपनी बात को रखे और पूछे, और हमारे वकील साहब ने जिस प्रकार से अपने बात को एकदम बेबाकी तरीके से रखे कि नहीं सर ये इन सर्विस के लिए था, 18 मंथ कोर्स 31 मार्च 2019 से पहले करवाना था। और उन्होंने बात को सुना और बोले कि नोटिस करिए, ठीक, तो नोटिस भी होगा। और 31 दिसंबर क्या ये पूछ रहे हैं राहुल मिश्रा जी, क्या है 31 दिसंबर 2015 की जो बात है उस समय इसको पास किया गया कि जितने भी अनट्रेन्ड टीचर हैं सबको ट्रेनिंग करा दिया जाए, लेकिन नहीं हो पाया। ठीक है, नहीं हो पाया। इसके बाद जो है लास्ट में 2017 से 19 2 साल के लिए इसको कहा गया कि 31 मार्च 2031 तक सबको पूरा करना है। और वही चीजें जो है आपको मैं हिंदी में समझाने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं कि बार बार जो हमारे वकील साहब बोल रहे थे कि भाई 18 मंथ कोर्स ये 31 मार्च 2019 से पहले करने का ये प्रावधान किया गया था एमएचआरडी से। अच्छा, जब एनसीटी का एनसीटी का बात आया तो उन्होंने भी बोला कि भाई अपेंडिक्स 9 में आप देख लीजिए, अपेंडिक्स 9 में भी ये प्रावधान किया गया है। तो जो भी सुनवाई हुआ बड़ा ही पॉजिटिव हुआ, बड़ा ही अच्छा रहा, बड़ा ही सकारात्मक रहा। अब इसमें कोई संदेह की बात नहीं है कि हम लोगों को आगे क्या होगा नहीं होगा। ठीक है, अभी आधे घंटे के बाद पुनः जो है चर्चा होगा, पुनः सुनवाई होगा। इसके बाद शाम तक हम लोग का कोर्ट ऑर्डर भी आ जाएगा। और मैं आज के सुनवाई को लेकर बड़ा ही प्रसन्नचित हूं और आप लोगों को भी हो जाना चाहिए। और आरती कुमारी जी आप सेलेक्ट हैं, अब कोई मुसीबत नहीं आएगा, सब मुसीबत टल गया। लेकिन अभी केवल आज एमए की बातें चल रही थी, अभी रिव्यू बाकी है, अभी तो ये लड़ाई है, आगे और लड़ाई है। इसलिए इस लड़ाई में आप लोगों ने जिस प्रकार से हमारा सहयोग किया, विश्वनाथ जी के हाथों को मजबूत किया, आदर्श जी के हाथों को मजबूत किया, और एक विश्वास करके इन सर्विस का मतलब सर क्या होता है कि जो 2017 से पहले प्राइवेट स्कूल में पढ़ा रहे थे या सरकारी में पढ़ा रहे थे, एडेड में पढ़ा रहे थे, अनएडेड में पढ़ा रहे थे, उन्हीं की चर्चाएं हो रही थी। ठीक है, उन्हीं की चर्चाएं हो रही थी कि जो पढ़ा रहे थे, वो चाहे प्राइवेट में हो, एडेड में हो, अनएडेड में हो, वित्तहीन हो, वित्त पोषित हो, गवर्नमेंट में हो, सबके लिए ये कहा गया। ठीक है, और देखिए अब माता रानी का आज बढ़िया सा दिन भी है, आज मंगलवार हनुमान जी का दिन है। अभी तक तो जो भी मतलब बहस रहा वो हम लोगों के फेवर में रहा। ऐसा नहीं रहा कि मतलब साहब ने कहा कि नहीं मैं इसको नहीं मानता हूं, ये ऐसा तो कोई बात नहीं आया। लेकिन दुख इस बात का है कि आप लोग मतलब 2 लाख लोग हैं और 2 लाख लोगों में 1100 लोग हमको देख रहे हैं, 1100 बात सुन रहे हैं। ये बात हमको कुछ अजब नहीं लग रहा है। इसलिए 1100 से 1 लाख हो जाइए, 14 लाख हैं और 1100 लोग मात्र आप जुड़े हुए हैं। और इतना बढ़िया हियरिंग हुआ कि उस हियरिंग का आप हिंदी रूपांतरित करेंगे तो अब आपको स्पष्टीकरण हो जाएगा कि हम लोग किस तरफ हैं, जीत के तरफ हैं कि हार की तरफ। क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से जज साहब हमारी बातों को बिल्कुल बारीकियों से सुने, अब क्या टीआरई 4 में भी आप अप्लाई करेंगे, सब करेंगे, टीआरई 4 करेंगे, टीआरई 3 में जो हमारे कैंडिडेट पास हो गए हैं उनके लिए भी चांस बन रहा है, टीआरई 2, टीआरई 1, टीआरई 4, टीआरई 5। क्योंकि जो इन सर्विस हैं, अब इन सर्विस की चर्चाएं जो बार बार हो रही हैं, अब कौन इन सर्विस, कैसे इन सर्विस, उस पर भी कुछ जजमेंट आएगा। और रवि रंजन जी लिख रहे हैं कि सर क्या हुआ, अब देखिए सब कुछ तो हो ही गया, जो बातें करना था कह ही दिया गया, अब उसका फाइनल ऑर्डर का आप इंतजार करिए। ठीक है, हो सकता है कि बीच में एक बार और भी होगा, हो सकता है, नहीं तो नहीं भी हो सकता है। इसलिए आज बड़ा ही अच्छा पॉजिटिव और सकारात्मक रहा। हम तो शुरू से जुड़े हैं और आप लोगों के बीच लाइव कर भी रहे हैं। आप क्या जज हैं जो अपने मन से, अरे सर क्या है ऋषण भारती जी, क्या आप जज, हम जज नहीं है। आप उनकी बातों को सुने समझे, कुछ फालतू में आ गए कमेंट करने के लिए। अभी हम आपको यहाँ से डिसमिस कराते हैं। आप सुने हैं जजमेंट, आप सुने हैं बहस, फालतू में यहाँ पर आ गए। आपको कौन बुलाया था, जल्दी निकलिए यहाँ से। बेवकूफ कहीं, अभी ध्यान से सुनो ना, ध्यान से, हम तो सुन ही रहे हैं। हम तो वहां जब से तब से मैं वहां पर लगा हूं और लाइव कर रहा हूं। 31 मार्च 2000 का क्या होता है मैं आपको बता रहा हूं। ये बहुत पहले ही ऑर्डर पास हुआ था कि 2015 से पहले ही इसको कर लेना है, मैंने सबको ट्रेंड कर लेना, जितने भी ट्रेंड हैं गवर्नमेंट वाले। लेकिन जब प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी की बात, जब प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी एमएचआरडी के मिनिस्टर थे, उन्होंने जब ये पता किया कि भाई बहुत ही एडेड स्कूल, प्राइवेट स्कूल भी जो मान्यता प्राप्त है उसमें भी 7 लाख अनट्रेंड हैं, उन लोगों को भी करवाया। ठीक है, इसलिए आप लोग अच्छा रहा, बहुत ही सुंदर रहा जहां तक हमारी समझ में है। बाकी आप लोग यदि अच्छा समझ रहे हैं, बुरा समझ रहे हैं, वो आप समझ रहे हैं। राहुल मिश्रा जी, सब अच्छा होगा, बिल्कुल अच्छा होगा। ओम प्रकाश सपना अच्छा दिखा देते हैं दिन में। ओम प्रकाश जी, लगता है कि हम आप हमारे डीएलएड कैंडिडेट है ये नहीं। अरे हम सपना दिखा रहे हैं, जज साहब वहां बात कर रहे हैं, आप वकील साहब बोल रहे हैं, आप कहाँ थे? बाद में आकर के बस वही उल्टा सीधा बोलने के लिए आ जाते हैं। बताइए, अब उतनी स्पष्टीकरण से बातें हुई, स्पष्टीकरण से जज साहब ने सुना, हमारे वकील साहब ने पूरा बारीकियों से उसको रखा। अभी भी पूछ रहे हैं कि सपना दिखा रहे हैं, ठीक है तो आप सपना देखिए, सपना देखिए, जाकर सोइए, सपना देखिए। तो बहुत ही एमए का, अरे एमए का ही सब बातें चल रहा था। उत्तराखंड में जो बातें चल रहा था उसकी बातें चली, पंजाब की बातें चली। मैंने सब मिला जुला करके कि ये कैसे इनवैलिड हुआ, कैसे इसको 18 मंथ किया गया। जब अभी एनसीटी के जो वकील उठे तो क्या बोले कि आप अपेंडिक्स 9 में इसको मान्यता प्राप्त किया गया है, उसी के हिसाब से भारत सरकार के आदेश से ऐसा किया गया है। अरे जो सिलेक्ट हो गए उसके लिए कोई टेंशन नहीं है भाई। देखिए यहाँ पर एगो लिख रहा है कि एनआईओएस वाला हार गया, कहाँ है जी? वो भी हटा रहे हैं। इतना पॉजिटिव मिलने के बाद भी यदि आप लोगों को नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं। टीआरई 4 में आप लोग बिल्कुल सुरक्षित हैं, मैं बार बार कह रहा हूं, आज भी कह रहा हूं, ठीक है। अरे यार क्या रोहित कुमार रंजन जी, आप क्या सुनते हैं, आप बाद में आते हैं और जैसे जो मन सो लिख देते हैं आप लोग। आप पूरा डिस्कशन सुने, नहीं सुने तो इसी वीडियो में आप पूरा डिस्कशन सुन लीजिए कि क्या बात हुआ, जज साहब ने क्या कहा, ये भी पूरा सुन करके तब कोई डिसीजन लीजिए। और कोई भी कमेंट करने से पहले सोच समझ लीजिए कि हम कमेंट कर क्या रहे हैं। फाइनल ऑर्डर आ जाएगा लगभग शाम तक, वो भी क्लियर हो जाएगा, आप टेंशन मत, ठीक है। देखिए हमारे जितेश कुमार जी ने आज खुश हो गया, बिल्कुल खुश हो गया सर, हमारा भी दिल खुश हो गया और आप लोगों का भी दिल हो गया, सबका दिल बाग बाग हो गया, ठीक है। लेकिन यही बात है कि दिल बाग बाग हुआ, लेकिन हमारा दिल बाग बाग नहीं हुआ। राहुल देव जी कह रहे हैं कि बिल्कुल सर, आज के डिस्कशन के हिसाब से जिस प्रकार से बात रखा गया, जिस प्रकार से जज साहब ने बात सुना और समझा और बात को रखे, सुने, नोटिस की बात किए, वो सब ऑर्डर आने के बाद आप लोगों को पता चल ही जाएगा। विवेक कुमार जी बिल्कुल, हम ज्यादा इसलिए लंबा चौड़ा नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि आप कहेंगे सर आप बार बार बोलते हैं। मैं बार बार बोलते बोलते आज यहाँ तक ला दिया कि जज साहब को भी इत्मीनान से सुनना पड़ा और उन्होंने ये माना कि इन सर्विस वाले के लिए कराया गया था, तो प्राइवेट भी इन सर्विस थे, एडेड भी इन सर्विस थे, सरकारी भी सर्विस थे, ठीक है। अब इसी के साथ हम अपनी लाइव सेशन को खत्म करता हूं। उससे पहले आपसे निवेदन होगा कि आप लोग इसे अधिक से अधिक लोगों तक शेयर करिएगा, सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, लाइक करिएगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय भारती सर।